Welcome to today's debate, Quran Exposed, divine revelation or just copied text.
Hello?
Yes, I hear you. Go ahead. You are welcome.
Hi there. Yes, my friend.
So you are a Muslim, Mr. Sohaib, right?
Yes.
What
Yes,
do you,
yes,
what
yes,
do
I
you,
am.
what do you, what do you like to say to us, Mr. You choose a topic for me. What do you want to talk about?
What is the topic? I'd like to know from
The topic
your
is
end.
Islam, Muhammad. Is he a prophet? Is the Quran from Allah? Anything you want. I don't know. You tell me.
I think last time you were talking about the moon splitting or something verse.
Okay. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Sure. Go ahead. So
Yes.
was the moon split really?
Yeah.
I don't hear you for some reason. What?
Yes, of course it was definitely. Inshallah, it was.
Okay. So definitely was what? I have a bad connection. Too bad. So if you can switch to the other neighbor's internet. Are you there, Sohaib?
Okay. Right now. Yes. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Can I? Sorry. Can I call you tomorrow? Because it's raining where I'm at. It's okay.
Well, you know, try. Let us talk now. You know, I mean, we open a topic. Let's finish it. Let's see. Maybe you know, maybe it will work good. What do you think?
Okay.
Because you see, the verse you said to me that the moon is split. That's
you said it's from case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that place right?
Absolutely.
Okay. How do you know that this is copied from case? I just want to know. I'm curious about
how poetries they transform from generation to generation. People they tell each other, and there's books, and there's books are not allowed to publish. So Imru al-Qais he have many books, you know, and anything is like exposing Muhammad. The Muslim they try to hide it. However, those poetry, nobody can make like them. Nobody can come with such a thing. They are so beautiful and so good. And everybody who can read them in 2 seconds, he can see right away that those are, you know, the Quran is taken from Imru al-Qais.
Okay. So you're saying that Muhammad he copied this from the Imru case?
Yes.
And but the next verse, it says if they see a sign, they say magic. So that means they saw something.
Okay.
That means they must see something in order for them to dismiss it as magic.
Okay, let me ask you first. Does it say in the verse anywhere that Allah he split the moon?
No, it does not say that. No.
Okay.
You're right.
So when we say the word is split, maybe you speak English better than mine. What the word split mean? Can you give me a definition for it?
It's cut in half.
Cut in half. That means it's 2 pieces, right?
Yeah.
It's like a watermelon.
Yes.
Okay. So Allah he said he split the moon. Did he glue it back again? Did he say in the verse I put it together again?
No, it doesn't say that.
Okay. So based on this, if Allah he said I split the moon, the question is who glued it back? Because Allah he said I split the moon. He did not say and I put it back.
Right.
So who put it back? Do you think like maybe this is Trump, you know, Trump or a global warming as effect in the moon, and the moon like, you know, Allah he split it 2 pieces like a watermelon, and then somebody like Trump he put it together so Muslim cannot see what happened.
But if this moon splitting did not happen, how come there are so many hadiths that say that it happened?
My friend, this is eclipse. Your prophet, when he see the eclipse, he starts shouting, he starts praying, he starts bowing down. Eclipse. This is something happen every day. I mean, always, not every day, but happen almost every year somewhere. You know, eclipse. It is not something new. So the moon is splitting. Is not the moon did not split, and the sun did not split, and the earth did not split. It's just an eclipse. As simple as that. So if I am now next to you and I see an eclipse and I say to you, I'm the one who split the moon, that will be same time. You know that the Quran came in order, right? Like
yes.
Okay. Did you
chronological
watch
order.
my video about this, the moon split, about the, I have it still there. Did you watch
Yeah,
it? Okay.
I watched
Okay.
it.
So chapter 96 today is chapter 13. I mean, in the Quran today is chapter 13, is chapter 96, which means Muhammad, he is almost dead, and still people asking him, why you don't have a sign? And did Muhammad say, didn't you know that I split the moon for you, or Allah split the moon? He did not say. He says, wait, Allah can
Yeah,
make signs. So
yeah, that's good. Yeah, because if he did, then he should have claimed that.
exactly, like it's like silly to say to me, why you don't debate this guy? I say, I did. Already I did, you know. Why you did not do that? Well, I already did many times. So when we see, as an example, in chapter 13, which is supposedly at the end of the Quran, and it's mentioned even twice in that chapter, they keep asking him, why he don't have a sign? Why? Where is the sign? Why Allah don't send a sign to him? And this is the end of his life. So there is almost 50 chapter, actually way more, but 50, you know.
Right.
So almost more than 2/3 of the Quran after came, and still people asking him, where is your sign? How come until now? The verses are so clear. They are not saying to him, like, okay, receive only one sign. They are saying to him, how come? Why it's not a sign sent down from his Lord to him? So,
yeah, can I ask you a question if you don't mind?
Go ahead.
Is this are you live on YouTube right now or what?
Yes, I'm dead in YouTube.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's not being recorded or anything, right? This thing.
No, it's recorded. We are on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just make. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, because I watched your video, so
okay.
This is something, you know, like people, they say this happened or something. The moon split, and I watched your videos sometimes, so I thought maybe if you can.
So, Suhaib, you sound like a nice person. I want to ask you. You just laugh. It sounds like you are laughing at the Quran.
Well, I mean, I watched a lot of your videos. I watched it, but you know, just this is the first time I called, so I this is something that, you know, the Muslims are saying, that, you know, this miracle, and the Quran has all these miracles and this and that, and, you know, so yeah, I mean, I'm like yeah, Muslim, but there's a lot of things that don't make sense really in Islam.
No way, Suhaib, I will be upset from you. I mean, everything in Islam makes sense. Don't you like to have an endless penis, my friend? I mean, come on. Come on. Okay, what about, look, see, this is not right to say such a thing about Allah. Allah is the only God. Even the Hindu don't, you know, the Hindus, they have Kama Sutra, they have like a lot of sexual things, right? But they don't go far to speak about the boob size. I mean, the only one who beat everybody in that is Allah. If you remember, Ahmad Didat, he was debating a Christian priest. He said to him, what kind of book this book? Huh? What kind of book? What this? And he was, you know, reading a poetry of a king. This is not God speaking. And it's not about even sex. It's about, you know, people, they are betraying, you know, God. Or like, as an example, the Song of Songs, you know, about Jerusalem. So it's not about a breast, it's not about a chest, it's not about legs, it's about a city. But here we are talking about, literally, about big boobs. There's a God, his name is Allah. He will give you women who have a huge boobs. What do you think, Sohaib? Don't you want to get big boobs?
Yeah, I mean, this, I don't know. This is just something that tells me it's like not really from God, you know? It kind of gives me...
Hold on. You see, I don't want you to rush into conclusion. I want to help you to stay as a Muslim first. Imagine me and you playing football. Yeah. And we are out of balls. If we have women like those, you know, We can use one of their boobs. We can bury them, you know, like, oh, sorry, borrow them. And like we say, yes, lady, can you borrow one of your boobs so we can play football? They are big, man. But like basketball, you know. Or look, what if a flood or tsunami come to your country and there's nothing to hold in or to hold on. If you
Right,
have
right.
women like those with big boobs, they are big balloon. They will float. You will not be drowned. So those are very useful. Maybe Allah He is making us having women with big balloon. So if the flood came, we can hold them in their nipples and we will be safe. What do you think, Shoaib?
Yeah, isn't that Quran 78:33, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah. Ah, you know the verse exactly. You love it, don't you? Ah, you are a bad boy. You read it every day before you sleep, don't you? So, Suhaib, listen, as long as you call me, why you don't say I am not going to believe in this garbage?
Yeah, I mean, like, it just, I don't know, man. Like I said, I have a Muslim family, so like, some of the stuff mostly I don't really believe in any of this stuff. It doesn't make much sense. But I just watched your video a few days ago, so I wanted to ask about that. So yeah,
So
I
now
mean,
what? So now what you would do? You will hang up and you go read this verse again? Like, come on, don't do that. You know.
right, yeah. I mean,
Listen, listen. If I have a family, all of us we have family, and let me tell you something. If like I'm a Christian, right? And supposedly my families are Christian, but who said so? Most of people they are busy with their life, money, you know, Christian by name maybe, you know, but that will not make me like them. You know what I mean? Everybody in life, he have to choose his direction. So if my family, let's say I have let us say, you know, God forbid, my father is an atheist, he's not. And so what? I mean, this is his business. So I will
that's
follow him. Let us say my father, he was a Christian by name. So what? This is his business. I'm not going to be the same he is, unless I want it to be. So you are the same. You are smarter than calling yourself a believer in such a stupid religion. Just because a family you belong to, they are Muslims.
yeah. Like, well, I'm not Muslim. You could probably say I'm a munafiq, right?
Munafiq. So do you denounce Muhammad as a prophet now?
Honestly, I would think about it right now. Because
Come
honestly,
on, I will help. I will help you to think about it. Listen,
I,
if
I just
you denounce Muhammad, I have a better God than Muhammad. He gave bigger boobs, way bigger. Actually, there's a God. His name is Ibn Battuta. He's an Arabian Islamic historian. He went to a country. All the women there, they have a three breast.
Mhm.
True story, brother. I mean, and the Muslims, they say this is the most famous historian in Arabia, and they are so proud about him. He found an island, a country, all the women there, they have three boobs, and I'm looking for it. I went all over. I went to Europe, I went to Asia, I mean, everywhere, trying to find where we can find this island. Even I went to Thailand. I said, where we can find the island where women have three boobs. They said the only place we know, I mean, there's about many boobs. Like we have dogs have seven boobs. Is that the one you want? They said, no, women. They could not find them for me. So we don't want to follow fictions and stupidity of somebody he is famous and everybody praise him because of fear. We want to be decent with ourselves, smart, and not stupid. Otherwise, you know, it's an insult to me to say I believe in something when in fact I don't. You know, it's like you are labeling yourself to be a liar.
You don't mind if I have a question? Okay, you don't believe in Islam. Okay, where do you think the Quran came from? In your humble opinion, where did it come from?
Well,
Who
you
wrote?
know, the Quran have many source. As an example, if you go in the Hadith, you will see that there was a person. His name is Waraqa ibn Naufal, and I believe he is the real father of Muhammad. Because if you read my books, you will see that Waraqa ibn Naufal, he sent his sister to ask the father of Muhammad to sleep with her, and she will pay him 100 camel, which is, I mean, the story is really weird. I mean, why a woman she will give 100 camel at that time for a guy to sleep with her? But the story is saying that he was going to sleep with the mother of Muhammad, and she wanted to disturb him supposedly. She don't want him to go, obviously. And when he went and he stepped, he said to her, okay, I will go back to you. Looked like he was a gigolo. So I will be back to you. And when he went back to her, he said, I have no need for you. Because now she learned that he slept with that woman. Waraqa ibn Naufal is a person, even when Muhammad he was lost, when he was a child, they found him with Waraqa ibn Naufal. Anything happened in his life, Waraqa ibn Naufal. Muhammad, he tried to commit suicide when Waraqa ibn Naufal even died. This is how far Muhammad have, Waraqa ibn Naufal have an impact in his life. And this is Sahih al-Bukhari, as you see, hadith number 6982. It says here that Waraqa ibn Naufal is a person who became a Nasara, which Muslims they say it's a Christian, but in fact it's not. But we will go with this for now. So he became a Nasara, and he was translating the gospel into Arabic. That is the Quran.
Right.
So here,
Muhammad,
see, notice with me here, Safwan. Sorry, Sohaib. Muhammad, he never said anything wrong about Waraqa. He believed he's a decent man. And this is why actually his wife, she took him to him, and he is a priest. And this is telling us that the wife of Muhammad must be a Christian. Otherwise, why she take him to a priest? Well, like if you say to me you have a problem, I will take you to a person. He have religious authority on me, correct?
Right.
So she took him to a priest. She did not take him to a rabbi. She did not take him for an Arab, like different religion. She took him to a priest. And then we find that this person, he was writing a gospel in Arabic. So in the time of Muhammad, there was a gospel in what? In Arabic, correct?
Right.
Where it is? What happened to it? That is the Quran. But what happened then, when Waraqa he died, Muhammad, he did not know what to do. He tried to commit suicide, as the story here says. He tried to jump many times, and it says clearly that when Waraqa ibn Naufal he died, the inspiration of Allah paused. There is no more inspiration. The Quran, it says here, read with me carefully. I don't know if you can see my screen. But after a few days, Waraqa died, and the divine inspiration was also paused. Okay, what the death of Waraqa have to do with no more Quran?
Right. So that's like kind of suspicious, isn't it? Right?
It's not as clear. I mean, like, okay, it's like you ask me, where do you get your supply from? I say, oh, God, he gave it to me. And then the guy, and you find that the guy, the supply stopped when the guy who owns a store somewhere, he is dead and the store is closed. So when Muhammad, he tried to commit suicide, this is how bad it was on him, because what we will do now, this is why we will see that when Muhammad, he was making Quran, his Quran, which is made by him, doesn't match the Quran made by Waraqa. So in the Quran, you will see some places where the language is so good. And we will see in the Quran, the same book, some places where the Quran is so and the language, the Arabic, is so silly. Like, English is not my first language, and if I write a letter in 100 words, I will say to you maybe 99 of them will be wrong. See how good my English is, right? Very good. So imagine I write a paper, and you take it and you insert it in the book of Shakespeare. Right away, people will know that this is not Shakespeare, correct?
Right.
Because there's no way Shakespeare will write such a thing. I mean, this guy, making big mistakes. So this is the same in the Quran. And then Muhammad, not only he do that, Muhammad, he kept saying things and he delete things, and he claimed that those things is abrogated. Why abrogated? Why you want to abrogate them? I mean, Allah, he told him that as an example, free for the free, slave for the slave, women for the women. Okay, second day, people, they start laughing at this verse. What are you talking about, man? So if a man, he kill my wife, I kill his wife. If a man, he kill my slave, I kill his slave. So now we have two victims. So Muhammad, he wanted to make himself like Moses. He believed eye for an eye. And imagine, this is in the case of murder. This is a law should be working for thousands of years because nothing changed. Few days after he changed it, because people, they start laughing at him about this verse. Give me a reason for this verse to be abrogated. It says, in the case of murder, okay, free for the free, slave for the slave, women for the women. People could not believe it. Few days after, Muhammad, he says, forget about it. Allah told me this is abrogated.
Yeah, like I saw your video. You were saying like in chapter 33 of the Quran, there was a verse that Prophet Muhammad revealed. It's about like gives him like special privileges to like marry his cousins or something like that, and then he came up with another verse, and then like
always there's something silly, because if God, he gave, especially this is about a murder, murder is a murder, nothing will change, right? It's not like tax will change from time to time. It's not like, okay, now there's a traffic light, at that time there's no traffic light. Murder is a murder. So what the penalty for a murder? He came with this, claiming that Allah gave it to him. So why Allah, he changed his mind? He found himself wrong. Obviously, people, when they start laughing about such a thing, Muhammad, he said to himself, oh, they got me busted. Okay, I have abrogation. And then Muhammad, in order to solve the problem, because people, they start laughing at him, and you can read the interpretation, he said that Allah, he said to him, any verses we abrogate, we will make something like it or better. Like, what the heck? So why you abrogate it if you want to make it like it? And how Allah make Quran better than the Quran? Chapter 2 verse 106 says, none of our revelations do we abrogate or cause to be forgotten, but we substitute something better or similar. So Allah, he will make Quran better than the Quran, and he is fixing his Quran. Remember, this is the same prophet. This guy, he did not even live 20 years after he claimed to be a prophet. So how Allah, he changed his mind so fast? He make a verse, he change it. And why?
Right.
Especially when he says similar. The word similar here present that Muhammad, he cannot recite the verse twice correctly. So he says something, and then the second day he make the same prayer, but he says something else. He add words or he miss words. So when they ask him, hey prophet, there's the story about two guys, they were fighting about why he is reciting it differently. They took it to Muhammad, and Muhammad, he said to the first one, recite the verse for me. He recited. The second one, he said, recite the verse for me. He said, recite it. He said, both of you are right. Allah, he sent me the Quran in 7 ways. 7 ways. To give him,
Qira'at or something, right?
Huh?
I believe it's a Qira'at, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is an excuse. Like you said to me, this is not what you said today, yesterday. They changed the story, right? So I say, oh, my story is 7 stories.
Yeah.
So it's a garbage. So hey, why you don't say Muhammad is a false prophet right now, my friend?
I don't know. What if I'm wrong?
How you can be wrong after all of this? I mean, okay, give me a reason for you to stay and to be wrong. Give me a reason. If there is something strong in the Quran to hold you,
I don't know, man. I just like like the, I don't know. It's just you never know. Maybe Islam. I don't know. Maybe Islam might be. Maybe Islam might be true. I don't know.
How it can be true? How you see? Okay, hold on. You see, in order for Islam to be true, Islam to have to be smart.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Can I just say something, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Sorry. My phone right now is on very low battery.
Right.
I'll have to hang up now. But thanks. Good talking to you. Okay?
All right, my friend. Take care. No problem. I'm not going to force you to say. But already you left Islam. Already, I can't tell. Thank you.
Well, yeah, you got an understanding of.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. You don't want to be in the internet. That's okay. All right. Take care.
Take care, man.
Yeah, he left Islam. He was laughing with me. Muhammad al-Habash. Okay. You are calling Mr. Muhammad. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Muhammad. How are you?
How are you, CP?
I'm fine, my friend. You are live on air. What do you like to say to us?
I don't want to take so much of your time. I'm an ex-Muslim. I'm just here to tell you that I'm a big fan of you. I wish I heard you or knew about you long time ago, because like I spent like 8 years to get out of this cancer. I wish I knew the stuff I know now after listening to you, because like back then I was spending my time trying to understand like the philosophical arguments. Little did I know that there's so many things in the religion.
So did I help you to leave Islam, or you decide to leave? I mean, you left Islam before you know my videos or watching my videos.
Yeah, that's my biggest regret. I left Islam before I know you. Because
okay.
Had I know you, I think my life would have been much easier.
Yeah, well, it's okay. I mean, at least you know you are out of it, and you are, you know. So did you like choose to be like Christian, or you're an atheist? What happened now?
I am an atheist.
Why you're an atheist? Tell me.
Well, I think, CP, like, no disrespect, I really have a lot of respect for you and like for what you do. But like, I think, like, once you start asking these big questions and you try to understand the word, I think you come to the conclusion that there's no way to prove that there's supernatural. And when you go, like, if you accept the supernatural, then all the, let's say, arguments that you will put to Christianity will work as well with something else that is not as stupid as Islam. Like, let's say Hinduism or Buddhism. I think once you accept the supernatural, there's no escape, basically.
So you don't approve such a thing is called superpower.
Supernatural, yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah.
I'd like to be honest, like, I'm sure you are familiar with the God of the Gaps argument.
What is that? Say again.
God of the Gaps.
No, I don't know this argument. Tell me about it if you don't mind.
So, like, God of the Gaps, it means whenever there's a gap in the human knowledge, we say it's God. So, for example...
Yeah, I get you. I do not need to explain to me. But look what happened now.
Yeah.
You just deny that you're an atheist, because now you have a God, because all of atheism is full of gaps. You do not know, you know, all what you have, like Big Bang is a theory. Everything is a theory. So if the God is the God appear only when we have gaps, well, the most people who have gaps is the atheists, because those who believe, they get answer from a book. You have nothing. You have theories, and it's full of gaps. So based on what you said, you are a believer in a fiction too, because there's no thing in atheism to prove anything they claim. As an example, if I say to you now, like, okay, gap, gap mean is something I cannot explain, or something they say there's supernatural. If I say to you, let us say 400 years ago, that there is a sound can go through the wind, like it's waves, we cannot hear it, you will laugh at me, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. If I say to you, I will go more. I will say, okay, there is a little thing you put in your pocket, and you can use it, and you will speak to someone. You live in America, you can call somebody who live in China. You will say, literally, I'm crazy, correct?
Correct. I
Okay.
think also if you told me there are germs 300 years ago,
Okay.
I would
But
laugh at you too.
yeah, but let us focus on this. So just because we are ignorant about what is real and what is not real, we we assume that the one who is telling us something is suffering from a problem just because we do not know. And later, after maybe a century or two or three, we find that this guy was saying the truth. So this is what atheists they do too. They assume a theory. If the theory is a success, they claim to be smart. If the theory is a failure, it's a failure for the one who made it. You know what I mean? Not the one who followed it. But the fact, no, the one who followed it too, he wasn't smart too. Because why you follow somebody who have no proof of anything he claimed? When an atheist, he said to a Christian, can you prove to me that there's God? And I said to him, okay, are you saying there's no God? He said, there's no God. I say, can you prove it? He said, I can prove it. How you can prove that how you can prove that God does not exist if he doesn't exist? That's silly even. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I give you a box, and then I say to you, okay, prove to me that this empty box is empty. It's already empty. How you can prove it? I mean, what you are looking for. So by denying the God, which you cannot prove that he does not exist, you are accepting another theory of your own God, of scientists saying this and that, and scientists sometimes they say something right, and sometimes they say something wrong. But all what the scientists they do, they discover and they learn about what we have already. They could not even make anything like it. Like when they say to you, we are going to clone a goat. In fact, they are not really creating anything. They are just choosing what is exist. We have the DNA, we have the egg, we have a sperm, we have blah, 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 or we use the DNA and we grow wherever we want. So we are not really creating. Everything we have, we are using what we have. We are not the creator of anything. We don't create electricity, we generate it, which means we are able to collect it. But in fact, electricity exists in the wall, exists in the wood, exists in your body, exists in your eyes, exists in your hair. It's all over. But we discover it, and now we use it. And now we were able to make this electricity provide us with light. But the light is always there, because thunder is nothing but electricity. So what was in front of us for thousands of years, it turned to be nothing but electricity, and we can have thunder the same as that one, but it's a little smaller. I mean, it's small, it's not powerful as that one. So you are smart or not, that is based on what you believe. So when an atheist, he said to me, I don't want to believe and I am smarter than that, I say, I'm not insulting you, but I'm telling you my opinion. I find that the most silly thing is to be an atheist, because an atheist, he explained to himself everything by nothing. How this earth is came to exist, how the universe, Big Bang. How you know that? How this
Well,
come to
here's
existence?
here's CP. Like you came across many points. Here's what, like, if I want to like answer to the main points, I would say the following. So, like as you said, scientists, they don't come up with anything. They just discover the rules, so to speak, right? Now, when it comes to the gods or anything else, I think it all boils down to providing an evidence for something, because otherwise I can make any claim I want, right? Like I can say, like, every day you tackle the claims in Islam and they are funny and they make no sense, right? So, like, if there is no evidence for anything,
No,
I
for
can
me,
make any
for me there
claim I
is.
want.
For me there is. You see, I am a person who witnessed miracles happening to people in the name of Jesus, and nobody can explain them. Nobody
But
can explain.
don't you think CB and like some of my Hindu friends here in Canada,
Yeah.
uh, they were trying to tell me the same thing. They wanted me to convert to Hinduism, and they were telling me they had miracles happen to them because they are religious people.
Okay. You see,
So
if this is true,
so
if this is true,
yeah.
I advise you. Myself, I will convert if this is true, because you know, when somebody claims something, it's very easy to expose him to be a liar or to be truthful. So I can say there's a miracle, and then you say to me, well, can I witness one? If I cannot make you witness one, especially I am a person who is the miracle, let's say, happening to me, and then I say, oh, this miracle happened only when you are not here, you know? Obviously, there's a lie there, you know? So the Hindus, actually, they don't even believe in God. They believe in gods, and it's not a religion. It's just a philosophy. So when they claim about miracle, this is funny, because since when? You know, Hindus, they focus in, being vegetarian and philosophy of the soul and the spirit and the mind and the control. You know, it's a philosophy. It's not really a religion. When we
So
speak about,
I'm not interrupting you, but like to give you an
okay, go
example,
ahead.
he
Sorry
told
for
me.
interrupting. Go ahead.
No, sorry. So he was telling me that like his application to come to Canada was like no way that he would get accepted because he has low points, and like he goes to one of like the priests or like whatever you call them there, like the religious Hindu preachers, and they tell him to pray or whatever it is, and he does. And then the next week, he gets a call from the embassy, and they
Yeah, but
tell him like,
those are silly things, because it might. Okay, let's see. It's possible. It's
I
possible.
agree with you,
Yeah.
CP. I personally have like no objection to what you say, because like for me, I know it's like has nothing to do with it, right? But like, if I may ask you, like, what kind of miracles like you're talking about when you say you
Oh no,
witness miracles?
I know a person. Her family, they took her to every single hospital. They spent almost all their fortune on her. You know, their daughter.
Hmm.
They took her everywhere, and they told her, you know, what's your money? Just take her, go, take her back to the Middle East. You know, they took her to Europe, they took her to Russia, they took her to America. The girl, she is dying, and doctors are sucking their blood with the money. They told them, just let her die home. I mean, that's it. There's nothing we can do. So what happened? Her family, they decide, if our daughter, she will die, you know, she is very religious person, very good girl. They said if she die, we want her to die in the church. So they asked the priest if they can allow her to have like a, you know, a bed in the floor in the church and sleep, because it might be her last night, or maybe 2 days from now. We don't know, but she's dying. So they, you know, they put her there, and at, you know, like her mother, she woke up, I don't know what time, and the daughter is not in the bed, but the daughter cannot move. She can't even go to the bathroom. She cannot even talk, you know. She looked at her daughter, and
Yeah.
she found her in the front, look, in the place where they pray. She's bowing down and she's praying. Her mother, she thought she is dreaming. She thought maybe her daughter is dead and this is her ghost, spirit. You know, she is a believer too, because there's no way the daughter, she, you know, so she said, this is, you know, I mean, she could not believe what's happening. She touched the bed next to her. There's nobody, but she see her daughter there. She is praying. To make it short, everybody came, the family came, the father came, you know, they called everybody, and they took her to the doctors, and they checked her body, and the girl, she is recovering so fast. She did not recover immediately, you know, but she have no cancer. Her body is really demolished. After all the, you know, the chemotherapy, they gave her the medicine, she lost her hair, you know, she didn't have even high eyelashes, she don't have hair and high eyebrows. She, you know, she lost all the hair she have. And then suddenly this girl, she come and she live, and she now she have many kids. So nobody can explain that. No doctors. The doctors, they say, we do not know what happened, how this happened, this is impossible. So even doctors today, when things happen like this, they say this is a miracle. And I'm sure you heard many doctors that say it was a miracle that this person he survived. So yes, I believe in miracles. Now, many people, they can claim to be, you know, to have God who make miracles. But I assure you, even the Muslims, when they get sick in the Middle East, most of the donation in the churches in the Middle East is coming from Muslims. I know a church in the Middle East, all the candles of the church, I'm talking about the time I was there, for the last maybe 15, 17 years, the one who supplied the candles as a donation is a Muslim, because a miracle happened to him. So, you know, the Bible says if you believe, believing is a power. Believing is a power. And sometimes, even if you believe in something wrong, something false, still belief is a power. You know, this is why you see somebody have a belief, like even doctors, they say, if somebody have faith, he can fight diseases and illness way better than someone he is an atheist, because he have no faith. Spiritual power is very important for a human being to heal himself. A person who wants to die, you cannot make him live. There's people, you know, they get sick, but he don't like to live. He will die. So
CP, with all respect, do you think that, like, if you ask in the Middle East, some people, they wouldn't tell you something similar happened to them in a mosque about that girl?
well, you know, for me, I did not really hear too many stories like this. I'm mentioning to you a story which I never
Yeah.
saw something like it. You know, otherwise I know people who they are believers too, and they die from cancer. You know,
So
I mean, people die from cancer left and right. Actually, from every 5 people, cancer is the biggest killer in the world. Which means, between us now, maybe God knows, God forbid that you have cancer or me, but you never know. You know, every 5 people, especially in some countries, they have one person he will have cancer. So those things, this is why we call it miracle. Otherwise, if a miracle happen every day, it's normal. It's not a miracle, right?
true,
Yeah.
true.
So
I heard, like, I also heard, like, so, like, just a small point about, excuse me, when you said about the doctors, if you ask them, they will tell you a miracle and they don't know. It's a true, they don't know what happened, and two, it's something miraculous, like something about something that goes perhaps against their books happened, right?
right.
But uh, do you think that's supernatural, or maybe it's an exception to the rule?
You see, it can be, because they are ignorant. They cannot explain it because
Yeah,
they are ignorant.
we
It's
we
it's
don't we don't know everything,
yeah,
right?
it's possible, but there is things. It's way beyond ignorance, because if a person he cannot see and then suddenly he see, there's nothing can explain it, because this is, he have a nerve damage, he have the structure of the eye damage, etc. So then he see,
True.
that's impossible. Somebody he cannot walk, he's born this way all his life, and then he is able to walk. There's no doctor can explain that. So we have a story in the Bible where Jesus said to the blind man, he put some mud on his eyes, and the person he see. I mean, is a mud is a medicine? No. Did he swallow it? No. So mud on the eyes, the guy he see. Either you take it, you believe it, or you say this is not true. But I remember once there's an atheist. He came to the church, traditional church, and he is always, those are nice people, Christians. They are not rude. So this guy he come always. He's an atheist. He make fun of them. So the priest he said to me, "Are you busy next week?" I said, "Why?" He said, "There is a guy. He come always. I don't know what to say to him, but I know you can do something about it." But he said to me, "Please be nice. I mean, don't, just easy." So I went there and I was waiting for him to talk. I told him which one, he was there. So I said, waiting for him to talk. And then the guy, he opened his mouth. He said, "It's very funny that you Christians, you say things, it's nobody can even believe. I mean, Jesus, he put mud on the eyes of a person, he's blind, and then he saw." So I said to him, "What do you do for a living?" He said, "I am an eye doctor." This is why he's choosing this topic. I said, "Don't you put sand in front of the eyes of people today to make them see better?" He said, "What?" I said, "Don't you put sand on the front of the eyes of people to make them see better?" Actually, on the eyes, not only in the front, because there's like the one you stick inside your eye. He said, "But this is different." I said, "Okay, so if I say 1,000 years ago that time will come and there's a person, he will take sand and he will make it somewhat mud or whatever, he put it in your eye and you will see way better. You will laugh at me, correct?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But this is because they are ignorant and you are practicing this. So because you could not understand how Jesus can do it, you are laughing at it. And this is exactly what will happen 1,000 years ago. Because they cannot understand how he can do it, they laugh at it. When you make sunglasses, when you make eyeglasses, when you make whatever they call them, those things you put inside your eye, you are putting sand. It's just
Lenses.
it's not eye lenses exactly. So they are nothing but sand. As simple as that. The glass is sand. It's not something, I mean, it's a sand, literally sand. So how you accept now this? Because now we practice it, we saw it, we believe in it because we saw it. Otherwise, we will not believe it. So because you could not understand how Jesus can make somebody see, you laugh at it. Because how he can do that? It is impossible. This is impossible based on our ignorance.
Sibi reminded me of in the chapter of Yusuf, Remember when what's his name in English? Jacob.
Hmm.
Jacob goes blind, right? Because he loses his son, and then when uh, Yusuf asked them to throw his T-shirt on his eyes, I remember, and then he comes, so he can see again, right? So I remember I once witnessed, I saw a show on Al Jazeera where was a doctor saying that he managed to find a cure for, I think it's what they call it, the white water or the blue water.
Blue water
They
or
can,
dark water, yeah. Black water.
yeah. And he found it inside the sweat, the human sweat.
Okay.
And he interprets that verse that that T-shirt had sweat on it, and that's why Jacob
Ah,
had
come
his
on. You know, I mean,
vision
a
back.
sweat. See, a sweat will come to my eyes, and what is that? I mean, okay, let us say this is now. Can
You
you
know,
can you sweat
I'm
and
not.
squeeze? No, no, I'm not saying I'm not making fun of you, but I'm saying,
Yeah,
okay, I will sweat now. I will go to the gym, and then let us say I have an old man. He have that. Usually, it happens to old people, right? Then I will squeeze my t-shirt, and I put the sweat on his eyes, and that's it. He do not need a surgery. That's just silly.
it's gonna burn your eyes.
Yeah, come on, this is not true, you know, because it
Uh,
doesn't go that easy, you know. It actually it
but
needs a
but
surgery.
don't you think it's like the same thing could have been said to Jesus when he
No,
put his
no,
hand into
no,
someone's eyes?
no, because simply he did not use medicine. He did not say to him, go and take this every day 3 times, and maybe after some time he will be fine. He said to the guy, see. He said to him, what do you want? He said, see, I want to see. He said, okay, see. The guy who cannot walk, he said, what do you want? He said, I want to walk. He said, okay, walk. Carry your bed and walk. There is no medicine. He did not give him medicine to drink or to eat or etc. So, you know, miracle, I believe, is true. And at the end of the day, you are what you believe. So if you decide to follow atheism, which is nothing but, you know, I believe it's a chain of a confusion, will lead you into nothing except confusion. You know, you're in a vacuum space. It's empty space. And all the discovery they found until now, I mean, we are learning about the universe, and at the end we learn nothing.
Yeah, we have a long way ahead of us.
No, we
But
learn nothing.
I
Trust me, we learn nothing. We have a little virus is destroying. I mean, they are terrified. Everybody making poop on his pants. It's just a little virus, you know. So where is our medicine? Where is our technology? Where is our computers? It's a joke, you know. And now they make a vaccine, and then they say, okay, you have to take another one, and then they will have to take another one, and then you find that, you know, it's endless. So there's no really science. You know, science today, as I understand it, is a knowledge of a practice. So we practice something. We bring a rat. We put some chemical in it, and we see what will happen to the rat. And then if it works with the rat, we try it with the human. It works with the human, we practice with everybody. It is a science of a practice, not a science of science. Which means we are not really creating, we are just learning. And
we like CP. I think like in scientists' defense, I think anyone said they created anything. They just uncovered the rules, right? So I agree with you. Like we don't know how it all came to be. I think the point is, it goes down like this. Like if it's 300 years ago, 350 years ago, went back and looked how the doctors in the Victorian age, we're trying to understand how infection happened, right? Back then, we didn't know anything about infection. We didn't know there were germs. We didn't have microscopes. So it was all guesswork, basically. And there were plagues there, and they know, for example, that if you go to this place, like if you go, there was no sewage also, right? So they associated the bad smell with the disease, and they thought that whenever there is bad smell, well, here there are diseases. And if you look in the old drawings, you would find the plague doctors have masks that has long beaks, and in those beaks, at the end of them, they put flour inside them, because for them that's a way to counter the bad smell when they go to that area, so they don't get infected. Point is, CP, at that time, as you said at the beginning of this call, if someone told them there is a disease, disease happens because there are small living beings, they are too small, we can't see them, and there are germs, no one would have believed it. But that's the truth, and they didn't know back then. And for them, they imagined and they came up with the idea of smell. And when I think about the topic of God, like when you think about where we came from, this magnificent universe with all these like bursts of details, and as you said, and I say, I think every scientist also say, I can't speak and everyone's behave, but like I think no one says we created this, but no one also knows where it came from. And I think for a lot of people, the idea of God comes down to the same thing. It's, we don't know where it came from, so it's a guesswork. We say, okay, we know nothing comes from nothing,
Yeah,
so it must be something that created this.
No, this has become a philosophy. It's not really a reality, because as long you're a person who believes in reason, that's mean everything have a reason. So there's no way there's no way that this universe exists for no reason, and from nothing,
And CB, just like to clarify, I don't believe anyone says it came from nothing. They just say we don't know where it came from.
No. They say that the Big Bang. They say that everything created by the Big Bang, which is a big explosion. But in order to have explosion, you have to have something to explode.
Yeah, I think no one disagrees with that.
Yeah,
too.
And then in order to have something to explode, where this thing is coming from, whatever it is. I mean, let us go. There is something behind the thing, behind, and then at the end, okay, where the chain will end. So there is somebody.
CP, I think that's where the crux of the argument. I think what we know now is like there's a Big Bang. We can look at the stars. We can see that they are expanding. If we draw a line between where's the current position of this star and the previous position for that star like a year ago, and we'll find a line between them. And if we do it to all the stars, we find them all come down to a point. And that's why we, like scientists, have the proposal of the Big Bang.
You see,
but I agree with you.
All of those things, actually.
I agree.
The Bible,
just
let
me finish.
Hold on.
Just let me finish on this.
Because this is endless. It's endless, my friend. There's people want to quote. But let me tell you something. The Bible speaks about the earth is hanging on nothing. Thousands of years before even they discovered that. that we have a space and we are hanging on nothing. The Bible speaks about the universe is expanding. The Bible is about many things. But we Christians, we never talk about the Bible as a book of science, because it's not, you know, because, you know, well, people, when they want, they say this is metaphorical. When they want, they say this is scientist. We don't want to do that, you know. Book of God, not meant to be about science, but we find that a lot of evidence in the Bible confirming what the scientists today trying to find out. Took them a lot of time when it's in front of them. The globe of the earth, hang on nothing. The curtain of the universe, expanding the curtain. So it is simple words written thousands of years ago, and scientists until now, or now maybe, they are coming to a conclusion that those words are true. However, you know, still this is not the reason to believe in a book, because I might say something, it come to be true later, you know. I might say something crazy, and it come to be true. So this is not reason for me to believe in it, and this is the proof of it. Because first of all, I don't believe really in something called science. I believe in something called discovery. And discovering something is not really science. It is just learning today about it. Tomorrow, somebody else will give me more information. It might even prove that what I learned today is wrong. So science is a process of changing, either multiplying by experience or by declining by proving it wrong. So science is not really real. Science is a kind of, let us try and see, and if it work, it work. And if the time change and what was working yesterday is not working today, then our science is not valid. So we have a vaccine for a virus, and then this virus became smarter. Then the vaccine is not working for the new virus, which is the same virus. He just changed himself just to fight what we try to fight him with. And then what we say, can we say that our science is not valid? Yes, it's not valid. This medicine is expired. This medicine cannot work. So now we have to find a new medicine which can fight the virus, which was a virus exist thousands of years ago, and he is just as smarter than us. So we are trying to learn about how to fight a simple thing, and we are, most of the time we fail big time, which means we don't have really a rule of science. We are just practicing, and the purpose of the practice is money, is not even science. So I want to say thank you, my friend.
Well, the unfortunate part, TV, about this is, like, as you said, that the people who like have the biggest pockets are the ones who can sometimes run the show, and like eventually scientists or researchers they are means to an end. So like if they want them to work on something, they will make them work on it.
No,
I just
science today is a business. As an example, you know, the first job I did in my life when I was a student, I mean, like as a let us say sitting behind a table, it was correcting Arabic newspaper. Before they publish it in the morning, you know the old days, like they print it, you know, they send it to you at home.
Yeah.
So I said, I was a student. I've been getting a job to to read the newspaper to see if there's any mistake in the Arabic grammar, or dots or something is missing. And I was reading an articles about how bad the coffee. Every day there's an article written by somebody about how bad, and the names we do not know where the article is coming from. This Japanese guy, scientist, his name is etc. from Switzerland, and then after that, 3 months after, I start correcting articles about how good is the coffee. So I went, what happened? So for the last 3 months, we are writing how bad it is, and now how good it is. At that time, it was how bad the coffee, how good the tea, and now how bad the tea and how good the coffee. So I asked the one in charge. He said that the publisher, you want to go ask the publisher, I don't know. So I went, and they said there's companies, they pay us, coffee companies, against the articles, which is making the coffee, cause you nerve damage, cause you whatever. So all the article which is supposedly scientific, and people they read them believing it's true, it is nothing but a fabrication. It's a commercial article to make you believe, buy this, don't buy that. As simple as
You
that.
remind me, CP, of the like scientists who say smoking is good, or the ones who say global warming is not correct. So like there are
It's
so many
commercial.
of these people.
It is commercial.
So CP, I just want, if you don't mind, I know you have many other callers. I just want to finish on something. I need just only 1 minute.
Okay.
When you said, I want to hear what you think about this. When you say like, okay, something came before this, something came before the Big Bang. Even if we assume the Big Bang is correct, what did where the bang came? Like, what did explode? Right, something before it happened. And I think, like, eventually, no matter how back you go, you will have to come to an origin, like as they say, the unoriginated originator, or something among these.
Correct.
I think that's like how you think about it.
That is God.
Yeah, and I think like the people who like on the other side, like the atheists or agnostics or whatever, they say, well, when we didn't know what caused the sickness back then, we assumed it's a smell, but like we can't know till we have evidence. Then we're gonna hold judgment. We can't say it's God because we're gonna hold judgment till we know exactly what it is. That's like for this point, CP. I really like your content. I want actually, I know how much time you have. I know you need to move on, but I want to ask you. Today I was talking to my brother, and he's like, he's still a Muslim, and every time I tell him, okay, listen, there are hadith that in Sahih Bukhari, and when you come to them, and I tell you about them, you're gonna tell me, well, this is not correct. So I was asking him about like he told me there are 5 rules.
There's 5 what? 5 rules. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 5 rules to make sure the hadith is correct, which is, I really don't like it. We just today had the conversation. So, like, on top of my head, I think he said, justice. It has to be a chain of narration. So it can't be like me here and like me in Canada, for example, and CP, let's say in the Middle East, and we can't see each other. So we have to have met. And he also said justice, which is mean like it's a very like subjective thing, but back then they believe the person who eat in the street is not just because like people will be poor and they can't, like they see him eating something they can't afford. So what also he said multiple like things.
Let us make it simple. You see, okay, we can go and check what is supposedly only authentic and we will die laughing. So what he will do now, because as long there's rules.
That's the thing, CP. That's what, like, I want, like, I know you have more experience than me in that, because, like, I'm frustrated every time I want to mention a hadith for him. He comes and, like, CCP, the thing is, I know, like, a lot of people may look at your work and they say, why this man does this, okay? So I'm gonna just tell the audience who are listening now why what you do is important. So my brother, for example, he is married to a religious woman as well. Both of them are religious. My brother is one of these people who memorize the Quran, and like all his friends. So here, people who are listening, please focus on this. All his friends are Muslims, though we live in Canada, right? And like, he doesn't have any Christian friend or Hindu friend or whatever. So that's one point. Second point, all his community, all that goes in the first point too. There are Muslims too. So third point is his kids now, they go to school, they go to Islamic school. And that part really hurts me because I don't want them to think that Muslims are better than other people. So I really like the conversation with the UCP, and like I know you have many people who are calling and challenging and stuff like this. I want to come down to a point where like I can tell my brother, okay, answer to this 1, 2, 3, and he can't answer because I want him out of this bubble he's living in.
Well, you know, if you want, or you can ask your brother to join you in a conversation with me, and I will speak to him very nice. You know?
Well, CP, the problem is, there are a lot of people who poison the well, and they say this person is not educated.
No problem. Listen.
Yeah.
If he says not educated, he said, okay, so then you will laugh at him. You know, we will laugh at him if he is not educated. No problem. Let us laugh at him. Because you're not educated, people will laugh at him anyway, you know? So let us laugh at the Christian Prince, call him, let us call him and see. So we will, and then we will find out who is educated, who is not. So, you know, because this is the best way to understand, you know, like in order to see what is a disease, you have to bring the patient to the doctor because every individual is different, by the way. Every human being is different. And we are different in everything, including how we think. Like, you know, even a person who is a Muslim, you know, you ask him a question, the same question about Islam, he will give you different answer from other Muslim because he think differently, unless he is reading something copy-paste. So, why you are a Muslim? Okay, when Muhammad, he said in the Quran that there is a king, his name is Solomon, and this guy, he died, and nobody noticed that he is dead, and according to the stories, he was dead for a year, and nobody noticed that he is dead until the worms ate his stick. How in the world that can be explained?
He will tell you it's a miracle. I listened to your previous
No, because this is not a miracle, you see. This is not a miracle because I can say, okay, God can make you stand for a year, no problem. But nobody notice. So if God don't want you to notice, he do not need to make him dead anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, he wanted the jinn, like the angels or whatever for the people who are listening who don't know what jinn is, it's like ghosts basically.
No, the jinn, they are not. Jinn are they have a physical body. They just can't go through things, but they are physically exist, and even they can have sex with Muslim women or Muslim men. So jinn are not really spirit.
Aren't they invisible?
Yeah, this is the only explanation why we cannot see them, just to cover the stupid lie, you know. I mean, why we cannot see them? Because simply they are invisible. But at the same time, they have a penis and they have a vagina and they can have sex with Muslims. So how they are invisible, but in the same time, they have a physical body. At the same time, they eat bones and they eat meat and all the garbage. So
I thought that they can embody people, but whatever.
No, even Muhammad, he said, well, if you don't say a prayer before you have sex with your wife, Shaitan, he will round himself around the man private part, and he will be doing the wife with the husband, and then the children will be the children of the Shaitan. So tons of story does not make sense.
This thing is just like obnoxious.
Yeah,
you know, like so, I wish I know these hadith when I was in my circle. But back to the point, I think he would say that God wanted the genie to think he's alive or something along these lines, so they'd finish building the mosque.
If you believe in something stupid, you know, you can believe in it. Why not? I mean, if you decide to believe in it, but doesn't make you smart and doesn't make it true.
I understand.
You know.
But I think you know better than me that like child indoctrination, like I you know when you said that atheists come to the church and make fun of people, I would never do something like this because I think everyone is smart. Like there are smart Christians, there are smart Muslims, there are, but unfortunately, like everyone could believe stuff like this when they are young. They get like indoctrinated by it, right? So the other day I was talking to him. I told him like, how come that think it's Jonah, Eunice.
Mm.
I think it's Jonah in English.
Yeah.
He got eaten by the whale and like he lived there for 3 days. And he told me, well, in the Quran doesn't say he ate him. He said he caught him with his mouth.
Okay.
The word in Arabic it's التقمه. So I told him and I really I wasn't trying to make fun of him, but like I burst into laughter because I told him like what was he doing in his mouth 3 days? Like there like a 3 rooms and a bed and a bathroom like inside, you know, like he had his bed and like sleeping inside. Like that doesn't make any sense. But like when you are a Muslim, you are raised to believe that God is the ultimate truth, and like these comes down as technicalities, and like you wouldn't really, unfortunately, I know like from the outside, it's obvious that it's obnoxious.
Yeah, but you see, it's not the story. Like the story exists in the Bible, and speaking about the like Jonah or like. Which sound like he was dead inside the whale, and God resurrected him because he said, you resurrected me, you brought me back to life. So in Islamic stories, Muhammad always, he copies stories from other books. Sometimes it's from the gospel, sometimes it's from the Torah, and sometimes from books of tradition, like the story of the ant and, you know, Solomon. But anyway, we spoke before about miracle. He can say to you it's a miracle, and I can say it's a miracle. I believe that God can resurrect people from death. All of this can be proven and cannot, let us say, cannot be proved. I mean, if I was there, maybe I can say, okay, I will prove it to you, but I wasn't there. So I do not need really to go and discuss something no one can prove or disapprove. Like, okay, Allah, He created the earth first. Okay, science says no, the earth is not first. No problem. But this is, a scientist is making a study, and it's, for me, it's at the end of the day, is a theory. So, okay, maybe Allah is right. Maybe the scientist is wrong. However, still the God who says things, as an example, who do not remember which one He created first, he cannot be God. So, when like in chapter 41 and chapter 79 and chapter 2, one chapter says that Allah created the stars before the earth, and the other one says Allah created the mountains before the stars. How God, He don't remember how and what He created first. Here it's so clear, you do not need to be genius, you do not need to be scientist, you do not need to do chemical laboratory testing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was today I was listening to someone who was talking about Surah Al-Kahf, Al-Kahf chapter, which means Al-Cave. There is something funny about this chapter when he talks about and if I can understand correctly, it's something that was copied from I think it's a Christian story, but what happened is he says, well, the Quran says they say there are 3 people.
Yeah.
And for those who are unaware, the story talks about people who were persecuted because of their religion, and they went to the cave and slept there for 300 years, and then they woke up. So the Quran says they say, speaking about these people of the cave, that there are 3 people, and some say 4, and some people say 5 or 7. So it's the Quran say it might be 3 or 5 or 7, and God knows how many there are.
So what is the answer? Secondly,
exactly,
this is a fiction story, my friend. This is a fiction story written by a person. His name is Yaqub. He is from Syria. He is a Christian, and he wrote a story for the youth who at that time they were discriminated. So he's saying to them in the story, it's a fiction story, it's not a real story, that time will come and we will be victorious, and you will go out and everybody believe in Jesus. So here it's just a fiction story. Muhammad, he took it, he put it in the Quran. As simple as
But
that.
the funny part is,
And
like,
then,
the Quran itself doesn't know if there were 3 or 5 or
yeah,
7.
because okay, what the point of
And
saying
then
3? Some they say 3, and they are and their dog is number 4. You don't count the dog is number 4. Even in English, you cannot do that, because you can say like there are 3 brothers and their father is number 4, but you cannot count a dog as number 4. You have to count something from the same kind, right? Like you cannot say 3 apples, 3 apples, and the 4th is a donkey. I mean, donkeys are not apples, you know, to count it as 4. So it have to be from the same kind. This is a mistake in the language. Secondly, what is the point of this verse anyway? Some they say they are 3 and their dog is 4. Some they say they are 5 and their dog is number 6. Some they say they are 7 and their dog is number 8. Okay, and say Allah knows best. But the question was, they ask him how many they are. If you go,
and isn't God who's the one who wrote the verse? So what's the point of saying they are 3 or 5 or 8?
They ask him how many they are, because Muhammad do not know. So he have to come with the answer, says Allah knows best. And not only that, he says Allah know their number, and on the few, there's a few only do their number. Okay, give us the number. As long as there's a few, are you one of them? So my friend, thank you for recording.
Thank you so much, CP.
In our discussion, we've seen how claims of miracles, like the splitting of the moon or stories borrowed from older traditions, raise serious questions about the authenticity of the Qur'an. While Islam presents these as divine signs, evidence suggests they may be borrowed or misunderstood, leaving us to ask, is this truly from God or just copied from man? The Bible reminds us in 2 Timothy 3 verse 16 that all scripture is God-breathed and useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness. Unlike uncertain stories, the Word of God is consistent, reliable, and divinely inspired. It does not contradict itself. True faith is not built on questionable miracles, but on the solid foundation of God's Word. Jesus himself declared in John 14 verse 6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Our salvation rests not on myths, but on the living Christ. Lord, we thank you for your word, which is truth and life. Open the hearts of those still searching, that they may see past confusion and find the true light in Jesus Christ. Grant wisdom, understanding, and boldness to stand for your truth. In Jesus' name, amen. If this debate opened your eyes, don't stop here. Read the Bible. Test every claim and seek the truth for yourself. Remember, the truth will set you free. Thank you for joining us in this debate. Until next time, God bless you and keep seeking the truth.